Okay, this is another video. I'm looking at my fingers and my skin, and kind of reminds me what I've seen in pictures of some of the target visual. I think it's the director energy that does that. Your skin start peeling. Your skin is drier. I've seen exactly the same thing I'm experiencing with a woman showing her hands, and those pictures are there for people to see if they ever want to look at picture of director energy. And it's funny when you hear these perps trying to counter that, it's like not real, because they live in disoriented. They try to disorient you and distort reality. They try to gaslight you, but it's like children try to gaslight you. They know what they sold to. They know what they do to women. They know what they do to children, but they're gonna try to counter reality because reality is not what they're in. They try to erase reality and live off a distorted reality. Their reality is created, manipulated in a way that they can make it culpable for them. They want to be able to deal with reality. So for them to deal with the reality, they have to create a distorted reality. And it's childlike. You literally hear a child say, and it's not even childlike in the sense that they even try to sound childlike, to be agitating too. And to hear these childlike individuals interacting with you via V2K to try to agitate you and push you into losing your mind is pathetic. But I understand this is bigger. I'm a target individual. I'm a TI. I'm a human subject in a governmental program where they are manipulating us in so many ways. And 24/7, we get disoriented and tormented by these bottom feeders that the government contract. They're just civilians that are supposed to just disorient you on a non-stop way. They try to gaslight you, which that's a failure on its own. But what you cannot deal with, what you is impossible to do anything about, is the way you react. I'm a target individual who is experiencing the manipulations with this V2K synthetic telepathy. You're gonna hear target individual who deal with gang stalking, noise campaign, and other aspect, but a lot of other target individual also deal with directed energy, where is then you feel your body, your skin just kind of breaking down slowly. And then there's also a lot of other target individual just like me who've experienced not only directed energy, not only gang stalking, but also synthetic telepathy and V2K. V2K, you hear this like interaction from people who truly are just doing whatever they can to agitate you. That's their job. They try to call it war. It's not. They're sitting somewhere in their sweatpants, in their pages, and try to get you to accept and be subscriptive of whatever psyop they create. This is very much governmental ran, because the way they try to create a facade, right? And these people who are supposed to create that facade do everything possible to disorient you and distort reality. Everything possible to stop reality. That's their job. This is like to them a war, where war is reality and we gonna stop reality. We're gonna continuously make this bubble of distorted reality to deal with the reality we have to deal, because it's not war at all. I'm going to go through whatever this governmental entity wants me to go through. I'm going to experience whatever this technology can make me experience. If they wanted to make me experience it this way, that's the reality. We are just human subjects. You're going to hear a target individual say that these perps like to say they are war. It's just a way to kind of mess with them, because a single woman to a home by yourself, like there's no war. Obviously, you're just dealing with just whatever this governmental technology Department of Defense can implement onto you. So you're just basically a guinea pig. You can't be at war with a guinea pig. You just do your job to get the result you want from this guinea pig. That's what we are. We're human guinea pigs to this program. And they contract people who are truly childlike individuals, because mental illogicalness is forced onto you. And so why not contract people who have that level of logic? Because the mature, more adult, thinking clearly people, they're going to have to make themselves childlike individuals. So why not literally use childlike individuals themselves? Where they'll be like, oh, now real, that's so fake. There's no picture of women where their faces all fried up or their hands where you see the skin peeling away now. That's just us, right? That's a childlike who can say that easily. And also, the reality is my thoughts has been non-stop manipulated. And they want you to be like, no, it's you, no, it's you. And the way they find ways to try to box in this manipulation is just tell me what I'm going to experience. Or you're going to be raped. Or you're going to have to give sexual things to this person. Try to interrupt. Oh, you see. As if that is going to make me accept a manipulation that I know is manipulated. No, that's your job to do these things. You're supposed to make me think in these ways. That's your job. And then they try to come up with, no, we mapped it, we made you think because it's just childlike things. And they send always the childlike individual to try to get you to accept this thing and try to agitate you. It's a mixture of just making you accept something and also annoy you, agitate you. When you're already validated that they do this pedophilia type of torture, not only that, this entity is contracting these losers, these bottom feeders are filled with pedophiles. For example, I'm in the shower. This is going to sound like in many other stories that I've experienced, many other manipulation I've experienced. I'm hearing, well, I'm showering, and then, no, actually before shower, they try to make me think of, look, so they do these pedophilia things, especially little toddlers, little girls, and they're making me think of somebody's these perp children, where she got on camera, they started giving me this stimulation, and like, no, you felt like that toward little girls like that. Sometimes it's like little black girls, sometimes like little white girls, and they're like, no. And in my brain, it's just a logic of where they try to manipulate me to experience things. Like, no, but remember when you were a kid, or at some point you felt something like that. Remember, and they truly create this in your brain, giving you stimulation, sensation that they start off saying that this is some feeling and sensation that you felt when you were a child. Now with time, they try to kind of erase that and make it seem like, no, that's what you always felt, right? Because within time, you just kind of erase, your memories are more erasable, so they can just do more things. Your memories are just fading away, and so that means they can implant new falsified memories even more than before. That's why, if you go into my video, in my channel, the first memory-specific video I made was in October 29th, 2020. And I literally explained what I'm expressing right now, but just in general, in a sense that this is what's happening to my memories. This is what they're doing. They do this kind of way where they force me to get stimulation. They make me experience these stimulations that way in my memories, and then to try to create this persona. I literally said that 3 years ago. And today, I've made many other videos saying the same thing, showing a pattern of what they do. It's funny, I'm hearing somebody say our general because they're messing with me. They caught this pedophile who's like a 3-star general in the DOD, and he was doing something to his daughter. And by the way, one thing you're going to notice something, in these agencies, in this DOD environment, there's problem with pedophilia. There's truly a problem there. And it was clear after the BuzzFeed article exposed that there's a bunch of pedophiles working behind the Pentagon, Langley, and those agencies, which they show a pattern of that. But as you can not hear, but as the perp that's supposed to gaslight me is like, oh, it's not real. And so, as you understand, that's their job, to be countering the reality of what they're part of. So I'm in the shower. They make me think of this kid or whatever, this baby, and they're like, oh, you see this, you felt that before, and they try to make me think, and they create a battle in your brain where they try to, and they have these seesawing ways of just trying to get you to have battles in your brain. I think there's a result coming out of that. The reason why they do that, I think it breaks you down even more, which is, you shouldn't even try to do that, because they are doing that on purpose. They want you to try to create a battle in your brain to mess with you even more. So they make me think of this, and they specifically saying these little white girls, little baby, like little toddlers, little babies, like that's 3-4 years old, like, and they try to make me think of the daughter of one of these people. And as I'm saying that, I kind of move my legs and they're stimulating me. It's so disturbing. They play with sexual arousals any way possible to break you down. So let me just like spread my legs and not create any kind of, you know. So they do these things. They're making me think of this little girl, this little baby girl. It was like 3-4-year-old girl. And just make me think, oh, you felt the stimulation before we felt. And they try to create that. And then go into memories where they can implant that and try to find ways to make me subscribe to that. And at the same time, try to create a battle in my brain where it's like, no, but remember, I saw the daughter of this person. I didn't feel anything. And they're like, no, but this is, you like these little kids that kind of dirty little kids that, just, you know, where the parents are not taking care too much of them. I was like, oh my gosh. And they will make it imagine like a little girl who's like kind of messy, that the mother didn't, like stupidity. And then they try to make me think of the daughter of a coworker of mine who, let's say, she has so much going on in her life, and they try to make me have memories of experiencing stimulation when I saw her child. Now, I never actually saw her child in person. I think that she was around, but I always missed her. But I did see pictures of her child. She was like a toddler, so with her, or family pictures or something like that. So I've seen it, maybe seen her, and try to create some things. Seen this child at some point, but not in person. And they try to make me imagine seeing her and get the stimulation they forced me to have. It's like, you see that girl? And of course, I know it's not true. So they try now to make me just imagine just a little girl in that way, and then give me stimulation. And it's like, oh my gosh. And this guy comes, I was like, oh, she's gonna do this and that. I was like, try to make me accept these manipulations. Which they say, no, okay, we mapped it. That means that you can experience that in certain ways if we make it experience this way. If we play around with things that you already have, you can experience that way, right? So basically they're saying you can be experiencing that if we do certain things to you to experience that. It's the things you already have in your brain. We can play with that for you to experience that. Yes, we can manipulate you. We're manipulating you, but we're manipulating with the things that you already have in your brain. So they're just saying that it's like me saying, I can make you think in certain ways if I'm in your brain and play with your brain in certain ways. You see, feel that? And then make me imagine right now this little girl and give me stimulations. And like I can literally feel like some kind of weird feeling in my brain. Do you understand how stupid this sounds? They're saying if they can do certain things to your brain, they can manipulate your brain. But they're manipulating things that you already have. So that makes more sense. You still have to make something, they still have to manipulate you. But they want you to be like feel fearful. It's like, oh, what? It's like, no, if you don't do anything to me, I will never experience that. You are manipulating me to experience these things. Even my memories are being falsified. This is not how things work. You are changing me to experience something that I will not experience unless you are in my brain mapping me. Right? And then they try to use tonality. It's like, oh no, it's like, oh, whatever. They do the pedophilia type of torture. And then want you to look at them in a way that, oh, you see. No, these people not only do the pedophilia type of torture, but they actually torture children sexually, like they torture children. Sexually torture children. And then the entities that are running these bottom feeders are filled with pedophiles. So in every way you look at them, they're just the human trash that try to make you feel acceptive of whatever the way they manipulate you to experience whatever nastiness you experience at this point. And then they go into the gaslighting method to disorient you, distort reality, and deceive you in ways that at this point it's just like, right? And they try to say things that are going to agitate you, like, oh, not real. At this point, they're just saying that to try to agitate you. So you got to be strong. You got to do whatever you need to do to know that you are no longer yourself. And they're going to say the stupidest things and try to sound smart about it. Oh, we mapped it. Basically saying that we're making you experience something that you could experience if we played around with your brain. When we play around with your brain and mapping it and making noise coming, like this is truly the retardations. And then they say random thing, oh, that's fate, you see. It's fate that we find that, because usually us who do the pedophilia type of torture, we didn't have to, like, and truly want you to accept these retardations and are doing whatever noise campaign, whatever gaslighting, for you to accept the way this illogicalness is supposed to be subscribed to. The retardation. And they're like, oh, are young girls, are babies, are young children. Trash, well, they're the one torturing young children. They live in this delusional reality because they want you to accept that false reality. They're the one torturing these babies. They make me imagine. That they make me imagine and give me stimulation toward. Then falsify memory structure. Oh no, this, and then finding that I'm not subscribing this nastiness. Finding that I'm not subscribing to this false memory. Then making me imagine a complete imaginated child and give me the stimulations. And say, no, you see, if you feel like that, it's like, no, you are making me experience stimulation that you can make me experience, that you once said that I've experienced as a child, but now they try to even change it. It's like, no, you feel. This is manipulation of my mind, being played and manipulated for me to experience in these ways. And then I'm supposed to find logic in your retardation. That they're mining these people who do the pedophilia type of torture, that you clearly heard people say they are forcing me to experience things that I'm not experiencing naturally, and want you to be acceptive of this retardation while doing exactly what everybody else said. These things that's happening to my skin, the way they dry me, that's something that somebody else, everything has been clearly shown that they do this. There's nothing they can do to make me acceptive of this. They can do this manipulation of my mind, and I know this is the things they do to me. Unfortunately, I will never be myself. And in my mind, they truly even try to make me feel like a track where it's like, no, you're playing my brain to make me experience that. I will never be myself. And your trash ass will continuously work for pedophiles and try to make me accept these pedophile things. And then try to project reality onto me, where you are the pedos trying to make me a pedo. So stay strong.